Okay, so good morning or afternoon. Again, I apologize that I'm not here today. So what you guys are going to have to do, you're going to follow along in your math books as I go through this. So what you need to do right now is turn to page 99 in your math books. And if you need to, pause the video so that you can get there without me starting. All right, so here we go. The first problem that we're going to take a look at today is this one. And it says, high orders the center pivot irrigation system. Now, how many of you guys have ever been over to Eastern Washington? Okay, if you've ever been over to Eastern Washington, there's a long stretch between Ellensburg and Spokane, and it's full of tons and tons and tons of different agricultural fields, right? And if you look outside there, they have these type of irrigation systems. They kind of look like this. Do you guys recognize those? Yeah. All right. And so here is orders a center pivot irrigation system to water his fields. So it kind of looks like this. If you guys can't see, let me know because it's the sun. So it starts at the center, and then the first sprinkler head is right there. And then there's a long pipe, and there's another sprinkler head, and a long pipe, and then another sprinkler head. But this one is just a small model. If you've ever been over to Eastern Washington, there's tons and tons and tons of pipes. Now, talk about center pivot. We just got done with basketball season, and if you think about a pivot, all right, when you stop with both feet, okay, you can pivot around 1 foot, right? So here's what we know. And you can go around, and if you think about it, you go around in what kind of a shape? A circle, right. So now look at this problem. The system is made up of a line of connected pipes. Pipe, sprinkler head, okay? All right, high system will be 1,320 feet in length. So this is 1,320 feet. The question says this: what shape of space does his system water? So what shape will happen if this sprinkler works correctly? All right, and what is the longest distance across the watered space? So I want you guys to think about that for a quick second. Okay, think about that. Okay. Does anybody have what shape this might make? Raise your hand if you do. All right, what do you think it might make? Okay, think a circle. Does anybody else have a different one? Okay, well, let's see. So just like if we were to do the sprinkler, okay, goes around here, Okay, this is a really bad drawing, but ta-da! Congratulations. This absolutely, positively makes a circle. Okay, so the shape that is formed is a circle. So the next question says this: what is the longest distance across the watered space? What is the longest distance across the watered space? So we know that this right here only covers half of it. So that means that when it goes on this side, right, it's the same amount. So how long would this side also be?
1,320 times 2.
Yeah. All right, so this side is 1,320. This side is 1,320. So what we would do is either add both of those together, or you could take this and multiply it by 2. So 1,320 times 2 comes out to be, what is it?
2,640.
All right, so that's the longest distance across. So now here's my next question. This is a circle, right? If I take this out of the story problem, what would this right here be considered in terms of what our circle is? The radius, right. Okay, it's the radius. So when you took that radius of 1,320 and you multiplied it by 2 to get 2,640, this now forms the what of the circle? This now forms the what of the circle? The diameter. Good. All right, and we've already kind of talked about this, so you guys already kind of have a head start with this. Okay, all right, so are there any questions on this page? Okay, so you guys understand kind of this information. All right, so turn to page, I'm trying to turn to page 100. Let's really quick go through this. Okay, and this guy is right in the middle of my way, so let me move him out of the way here. All right, so if you take a look, we know that this is the diameter, this is the center, and this is the radius. We already kind of talked about that. Okay, in a circle, can you draw more than one diameter? Absolutely. Look, if this is my circle right here, my diameter can go this way. My diameter can go here. This is a diameter. This is a diameter. That's a diameter. So the diameter can go anywhere on my circle as long as it goes from one side through the center to the other side. You got yourself a diameter. Okay, all right, I want to talk down, I want to skip down to number or letter D. Okay, this is what we talked about. You don't have to write anything down for this. I just want to discuss it. So the distance around a circle is called the circumference. So if this is my circle right here, the circumference is the distance around the outside of that circle. Okay, and it's similar to the perimeter of a square because the perimeter of a square is the distance around the outside. Okay, so right now, do you guys have any questions on circumference, what it is? Do you have any questions on diameter? Do you have any questions on radius? Well, we're going to get into that next, okay, in just a minute. Okay, all right, so with that being said, can I have you guys go ahead and turn to page 103. Turn to page 103. Okay, so this is page 103 in your math books. All right, so now we're going to kind of jump into something that we already talked about, but again, I'm going to go through it with you guys as well again. So look at the circumference C. So circumference is labeled as C. So whenever you see a C anywhere next to a circle, that is representing the circumference of a circle, okay? What do you think would be the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 1 centimeter? Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to take a look at this right here. So look at this first example. Okay, my circumference is about 6.28, and the diameter of this is 2. The circumference of this one is 9 42/100, and the diameter is 3. The circumference of this one is 12.56, and the diameter is 4. Look at this one. The circumference is 15 70/100 with a diameter of 2 5/10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write each of these as ratios. Okay? So on your paper, write this down with me, please. So the first ratio I have, I'm going to do circumference to diameter. Okay? Can you guys see that, or is it too dark? There, is that better? Okay, so the first circle, the circumference is 6 28/100, and my diameter on that one is 2. The next one is 9 42/100 with a diameter of 3. The next one is 12 56/100 with a diameter of 4. And this one, so these are kind of all in order. This one right here is a little bit out of order, but that doesn't matter. So my circumference is 15 70/100 with a diameter of 2 5/10. Okay, what we're trying to find right now is what would the circumference be if my diameter is 1. So if you look at all of these, what would I need to do with all of these to kind of see what's going on? And we did this on our activity last Friday, okay? What do you think we do? Go ahead. We could divide those, okay? So let's go ahead and divide those. Okay, so we're going to go 6 and 2800ths divided by 2. Look what I got. Crazy. All right, let's see. 9 and 4200ths divided by 3. Oh my gosh. Okay. Divided by 4. Oh my gosh. Can you guys make a prediction about what 15 and 7000ths would be if you divide it by 2 and 5/10? What would it be? Oh my goodness. All right. And 3.14, 3 and 1400ths is what?
Pi.
It's the value of pi. Yes. Remember we talked about this. The approximate value of pi is 3.14. So, here's my question. The question that this is asking. If my diameter is 1, what would my circumference be? If my diameter is 1, what is my circumference? And don't forget to label it centimeters. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So that's, first of all, remember, this is how pi came about. Pi came about because a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, right? Okay, a whole bunch of mathematicians started to do an investigation where they measured the circumference of a circle and they divided it by the diameter. And it didn't matter if your circle looked like this, like this, like this, like this. The ratio of circumference to diameter was always about 3.14, which was the value of pi. Okay? All right, so do you guys have any questions about that? Okay, you're doing amazing. All right, so this next page on page 104 just kind of goes through the same thing. And look at this. We've been talking a lot about ratios and graphs. Okay, and you guys are earning this right now by paying attention. So good job. So just, okay, hang in there with me, okay, because you're definitely earning that. Okay, but take a look at this graph. Okay, does this graph show a proportional relationship?
Yes.
Because it is what? It is, say it, go out loud. It's a straight line and goes through 0, 0, right? Guess what the constant is? The constant is 3.14 because it goes up 3.14 for every 1, 3.14 every 1, 3.14, 3.14. Okay, so the constant of proportionality is this. All right, and then for 0 centimeters of a diameter, there's no circumference. All right, cool. We are doing so good right now. So I want you guys to skip to page 106, and this is going to get a tad bit tricky. Bit tricky. All right. On the side, I'm going to share with you guys what the formula is to find circumference of a circle. Now, this is brand new. We haven't talked about this yet. So we knew this, that circumference divided by diameter gave us pi. Correct? You guys agree with that? Don't zone. Pay attention because this is really important. So let's say that I know the diameter and I know the pi value is either pi symbol or 3.14. How would I find the circumference? So I'm going to reorder this formula, okay, so that I'm solving for circumference. And here it is. To find the circumference of a circle, it's diameter of the circle times pi. That is your formula. So that is the formula that you will use every single time to find the circumference of a circle. Now, here's the only issue. And you guys did this on your worksheet yesterday too, didn't you? You found circumference. The other formula, if you're given the radius, then it's 2 times the radius times pi. Because remember, 2 times the radius is really the diameter of the circle. Agree? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. That would be a yes. All right, so take a look at number 7. The circumference of a circle is 12 pi feet. What is the diameter? So watch what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to show you. Ready? Here's my formula. Right? Isn't that the formula to find circumference?
Yeah.
So look at what it says. The circumference of a circle is 12 pi feet. Circumference is 12 pi feet. Okay, look at this. Because a lot of people get super duper duper confused about a problem like this. So do not zone. So circumference is C. Look at this right here. What number is where your D is at? What number is that? Say it out loud. Go.
12.
12. Okay, so D equals, what does the D stand for? Diameter. What's the diameter of this circle?
12.
Oh my gosh, because it says it right here. So our diameter is 12, but we have to label it. What's my 12 measured in? Feet. Okay, so your answer would be 12 feet. What would the radius be? This is totally a side note. This is not the question asking. But what would our radius be if our diameter is 12? 6 feet. Okay, good job. But the answers set up in our equation. Okay, yes? All right, now, yes? What? To this one? So we just did it, right? Yeah, we already got it. Okay. Now, here's the other scoop. Look at this. You see this? How it's labeled as with the pi symbol? Yeah. This is labeled with the pi symbol. Did I plug in 3.14 for pi? No, I didn't. So this answer right here is considered to be an exact value. Anytime you have the pi symbol, it is the exact value. Okay, and here's why. I'm going to borrow this for a second. Okay, because look, if I have my calculator and I wanted to find the circumference of this, if I went 12 times this pi symbol, look at what my answer is. It's 37.6991184 blah 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 blah. This actually keeps going on and on and on. There's just not enough space on my calculator, is there? Okay, all right, so that is an exact answer because it takes it to the very the very, very smallest decimal. Pay attention, please. Okay, where if I were to round pi to 3.14, this is an approximation because I rounded pi to 3.14. So see this answer right here? It's not the exact answer, it's an approximate, an estimated answer, because I rounded pi to 3.14. So write this on top of your papers right now, please. If you have the pi symbol in your answer, that is showing the exact value. If you have 3.14, that is the approximate value. So it's an estimated or a rounded answer. Okay, because you're going to see that a lot, trust me. Okay? Comments, questions, or concerns? Okay, all right, let's take a look at number 8. Number 8 says this. If I can find a shaded area here, just a minute. Okay, all right, come on. Where are you? Okay, here we go. So, number 8 says this. What? Shh. what is the circumference of this circle? Write your answer using pi. So when it says write your answer using pi, are you going to plug in 3.14? No, you're going to leave pi as pi. Okay, and this is where a lot of students got super duper duper confused, so pay attention. Now, circumference formula, what is it? What is my circumference formula? Okay? Nice job. All right, but SpaghettiOs, they are not giving us the diameter. They're sharing the what?
Radius.
The radius. My radius is 4 meters. So what would my diameter be if my radius is 4? 8 meters, right? So look at, this is it. This is all you have to do for this. You're going to substitute 8 in for the diameter. So circumference equals, ready? Here we go. 8. Then here's the pi symbol. And then you need to label it. That's your answer. Done. It's over. It's complete. Yes?
Couldn't you write C equals 4 times R times pi?
So C equals, hold on just a minute. C equals 4 times what?
R times, times
So,
pi.
so we don't want to use R because 4 is the R. But what we could do is you could do 4 times 2, right? Because 4 times, if you double the radius, it gives you the diameter, right? So good job. I like it. Okay? All right. Did anybody have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. All right. So, last one, and then you guys will, yes, just last one. So, hold on just a minute. I'm losing there's so much, the sun, what to do. Okay. The diameter of a gong, this is a gong, you know, it goes, you hit it and it goes gong. All right. Oh, good. Okay. Is 20 inches. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that in. I'm going to draw that in. So this is 20 inches. Okay. Find, keyword right here, approximate. It's showing approximate value. So when it says approximate, that means I'm going to plug in 3.14 in for pi this time. You guys are paying attention. Okay. You're getting ready to write this down. Okay. So listen up. I always recommend that you start with your formula. Circumference is diameter times pi. Always start with your formula. It will help you. Now that I have my formula written down, I'm going to plug in the information that's given to me. So I know that my diameter is 20, right? And it tells me I'm going to use 3.14 for pi. So instead of having this pi symbol, I'm going to plug in 3.14. And I'm going to label it with what it is, inches. So, to solve this, I'm just going to multiply 20 times 3.14, and there's my answer. So the circumference of this circle is 62 8/10 inches long. Okay? All right, so do you guys have any questions? Listen, please, about the difference between number 8, when we had to leave the pi symbol in the pi symbol, and number 9, when we actually plugged in 3.14 for pi and solved it. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, so then here is what you guys are doing today. Okay? All right, on page 107 to 108. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. You guys are doing number 1. Hold on, I'll write it down. Page 107 to 108. You guys are doing number 1. Sorry, I just want to make sure. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to read through these. So, number 1 says this. A circular dining room table has a radius of 22 inches. What is the diameter? B, what is the circumference of the tabletop? Write your answer, leaving pi as the pi symbol. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 3 is going to get a little bit tricky. Destiny draws a circle that has a radius of 14. You might want to draw this out. Okay, you might want to draw that out. What is the circumference of Destiny's circle? Write your answer using the pi symbol. B, this is where B gets a little bit tricky. Is 85 centimeters a reasonable estimate for the circumference? Explain. So, this is an estimate. What do we do when we do an estimate? We plug in what for pi? 3.14. So you're going to want to do that. Please turn around and pay attention. Number 4, a basketball rim. Oh gosh, you can't see that, sorry. A basketball rim is 18 inches. What is the circumference of the rim? Write your answer using the pi symbol. Okay? And then number 5, a circular mirror has a circumference of 50 pi inches. What is the radius? Okay? So, you guys have to read through the problems. Take your time, okay? And really understand what's happening. Okay? Be on your very best behavior.